Hello, I've got a couple of fairy story sort of themed-ish poems, but not really, but just using it as inspiration. The first one is about an elderly dog called Dave. He's hanging on in there. I wrote this poem after dog sitting him in March. He's lost his bark now. He's 15 years old. Big bad wolf. In the shadow of the wall, he is still the big bad wolf, cast as a frightening silhouette in an ancient dwelling cave. Huge ears and pointed snout, needle-sharp snaggletooth. Shadow legs trot, long and hairy, a long, lean black body, human-sized on 4 legs, panting and slathering behind you. He will catch you unawares, toss you into the air, gobble you up, jaws from a child's nightmare, sniffing the air for a trail of his prey. He's still the way he imagines himself, in the darkness and shadows, as he pads in the kitchen, his claws clicking on the tiles. His fur is worn, pink patches of skin on his elbows, face mild and grey. Brown eyes beg for ham slices wrapped around painkillers. Oh, hopefully this one's a bit more cheery. I realised it was really sad. So this one is about remembering the first film that I ever saw in an old-fashioned cinema in Kendal in the Lake District, but it could be about any sort of old cinema that, if you remember the sort of days, this was sort of early 80s, and it was the cinema was knocked down in 80, it says 89 when I looked it up, but I think I came back on a holiday to the Lake District and saw it being knocked down in 88, although it could be my imagination. Snow White at the Palladium. Dressed in a blue velvet party frock and a hand-knitted cardigan, wrapped in my duffel coat, walking hand in hand with Mum and Dad, still small enough to swing between their arms, skip between puddles in T-bar case shoes, made in a factory down the road, past a huge green parrot on a perch outside a pet shop, cracking peanuts from their shells. We enter a castle, damp grey stone, a portcullis with peeling posters, up endless steps, hard and slippery. Inside, dark corners and dusty carpets, tattered pictures on faded red walls. Picking at paint with my fingernail as we queue, lost among adult legs and long raincoats, staring at the ceiling, paint blistered into patterns. Flakes of emulsion floating on cobwebs far above our heads. It seems sad and a little bit scary. We go into the room. I'm skipping with excitement. Inside, rows of plush seats, a thin haze of smoke, coughing and rustling. Dim lanterns glow from the ceiling. Mum reads the tickets and there are numbers on brass plates on the tipped-up edge of the seat. I sit on it and slide, making the seat flip down with a creak. Then it flips back up again on a spring. I do it again. It's fun. Dad tells me not to. Mum says I won't be able to see the seat if I sit on the seat properly, because people are sitting in front of us. So she lets me perch on the edge, grinning at my ability to see the world at almost adult size, padded with coats so I don't get a numb bum. The dusty-looking curtains open and the lights dwindle to pinpricks. For a second we are in the dark, just whispering and shuffling. I jump as music blasts out of hidden speakers. The screen, big as a house, flashes with images. Dad complains about the adverts. I love them, but I can't wait for the film we came for. The story I love comes from my Ladybird book brought to life. Then words on the screen tell us all to shush, and then the film starts. A fairy tale castle. A girl with dark hair like me is singing into a well, singing to the birds. They land on her finger. She can talk to animals, and animals love her, but the witch with the mirror is going to kill her. The cinema disappears. I am racing through the forest, heart thumping, brambles catching at my clothes. The witch galloping after me, Mum's hand is on my shoulder. Snapping the spell, I nestle into her lap, but I don't break my gaze. I am in the story again, and part of me is never going to leave. Then there's an interval, and I get a chalk ice. The film ends with a list of names scrolling by for hours. We stand to leave. The magic has disappeared, left behind empty packets and lost popcorn kernels. In the chilly corridor, we walk towards the stairs. I'm surprised to see opaque daylight shining through the leaded windows with the blue triangles. We burst through swinging main doors into weak sunlight, and we walk back at the side of the river, me swinging between Mum and Dad, head full of colour and moving pictures. Thank you very much.